It's been some kind of a long day. Your video was a little late getting to you as I wanted to watch my girl go. I wanted to watch, well, two girls. One wasn't so good in Indiana. The other one was outstanding in Ontario. Well, how good was Capistrano tonight? 54-2 with the earplugs in, out of the 9-hole, gate the wire. Phil did a phenomenal job driving her. Quarter and 29 seconds, last three quarters, and 125-2. Huge mile for this filly. Man, oh man, that was better than even I thought she could do right out of the gate. We have her actually slated to go see the vet tomorrow morning. We have four of them going tomorrow. We had a little bit of bad news. Trafalgar come up a little bit lame after her first start. Left hind. We're getting her looked at tomorrow. Obviously, I'm in Pennsylvania. I have no idea. I just talked to Harry. He said she was sore. So we'll get her looked at. You know, that's a crappy thing about this time of year. You work so hard. You try to get these horses in a position where they can go fast and do well. Speed's a killer sometimes, and you know, they're very immature, very frail horses, and I hope everybody understands how frail they can be. You know, this is the reason that we train them the way we do in the winter, so we can see things like this happening. I certainly didn't see any issues with Trafalgar all winter long, and neither did Harry. You're not going to jump the gun. We're going to wait and see what the vet says. But Capistrano was slated to go also to the vet just to make sure she's okay. She starts off a little bit stiff left hind also sometimes. So better safe than sorry when it comes to things like this. We went through this with Excellent Nation 2 weeks ago where there was an issue found, and there was two different roads we could take. You know, you could take the wise and conservative road, or you could roll the dice, and these just aren't things you can roll the dice with. There can be very serious and catastrophic injuries, and we don't want to do anything that could easily and obviously harm the horses. So you have to err on the side of caution. So Capistrano will head to the vet, although after watching her tonight, I don't think there's much to find, but we'll be safe. We're taking four horses tomorrow morning. Sebastian Yu, who's leaving for Pennsylvania next week. And we're starting him in the Stallion Series. Obviously, you can see why. After yesterday, they were smoking pretty good. This colt needs a couple of starts, right? We tried to get him on a roll at Mohawk, and he made that break. He was awesome the other day, but the Stallion Series is the right spot to start him. Willpower Fashion will also start in the Stallion Series. He seems great. We're not going to send him to the vet. I just don't see anything there with him. He's very strong, does his work really well, so I think that's a thing where you're going to go looking for trouble where there just isn't any in this horse. So that's the thin line that we always have, right? We just can't send everybody to the vet every week all the time. You go broke. And that's the thing, is that we do need to send some of them to make sure they're okay and set them up properly for the summer. We can go there, get a thorough look at the horses, and know what we have to look for. Kind of a baseline to start with, but then also what we have to look for throughout the summer. So Capistrano, Trafalgar, Sebastian Yu, and need your opinion. James said she was on the left line a little bit. She seemed fine today, looked great today, but still, again, want to make sure. Let's run down today. Obviously, 11 horses raced today. I think only two missed checks. Three missed checks out of the whole day. A rather great outing in Pennsylvania. We had some horses that were in tough. Miss Mischief Maker, not only was she in tough, but then she scoped 8.5 out of 10 is what the vet told me. I don't know, it's being pretty specific. She was full of mucus. Didn't act that way. Post-parade, her ears were up, seemed great in the mile. She had no steam. I don't think she's going to trot in 56, but I would have loved to see her trot in 58 today, 57 and a piece and follow. She struggled, and that's why she couldn't get her air. We'll start right from the top. Rose Run Versatile raced tremendous. Here's a filly. We're probably going to back her back into the Stallion Series. You know, when you look at later on, that mile and 53 from that freak later on, Sister Sledge, and then those 55 miles, that's going to separate everybody. Now people are saying, no, we're not playing this game. You're going to see three divisions, maybe even two of the Sire Stakes go from now on, and then we'll have a lot of Stallion Series divisions, which is great. Guaranteed 20 for the Stallion, chopped up pot of money for the Sire Stakes. I'd love to see two divisions. Knockdown Dragout was very strong today. Still quite a bit rough. I know you guys had a couple of people say she looked great. She wasn't. She was very, very rough. I was so happy to see them blast out of the gate with the 3-horse and get in behind. Once you hit a helmet with this filly, she's good. You know, she behaves. That's how we trained her. but she's really headstrong, and that was a problem we had at the Meadows. I knew there was going to be no front end speed, and we would have ended up on the front end. I don't want this filly on the front end, and today it was great. Once I got in the 2-hole, they backed the second quarter up. She was 2 fingers. Once you ride her up on a helmet, she's great. But this is the way that you have to race her, like this. And when there's no inside speed, I don't want her on the front end. Sure, we can get her there sometimes, but I don't want her on the front and turn her into a speed rat. For lack of a better word, that's what happens with some of these horses. They turn into what I would call cheap speed. So I don't want to see that from her. Today what we saw was a much more intelligent, powerful filly, but there was still moments in the mile when she almost made a break, when she was rough, got out of gear, rough. And I know a lot of people are like, no, I didn't see that. Trust me when I tell you, she did. Coming out of the last turn, she put a couple of steps in. Halfway down the lane, she got on the right line. I think her front feet are killing her. Andrew and I talked about this. He's going to build her feet up, glue her shoes on up front. I think that's smart, probably wise. He said he did some vet work on her last week. I saw moderate improvements on the left hind, but still uncomfortable, just not comfortable. And these holes, sprinkle a pile of speed on, which she is going to see. Next thing you know, you're looking at trouble. So I know Andrew's, we have 10 days before the next Sire Stakes in Philadelphia, and Andrew's going to be working hard on her to get her right. So that was Knockdown Dragout. Rose Run Versatile, as I said, raced her heart out, trotted 57. She's going to drop into the Stallion Series. Harness AM can stay up with those big girls. She wasn't awesome today. She was just good. Trotted 56, a little bit weak on the end of it, but this affiliate's getting stronger. Isn't she? 2 minutes, 57, 58, now 56. She's getting better. I think there's some more muscle and some more speed to be found there. We're going to have 2 Sire Stake horses next time out, Harness AM and Knockdown Dragout. Path of Totality raced her heart out, trotted 57. Again, back to the Stallion Series with her. And then Miss Mischief Maker, we got to get her healthy and put her back in the Stallion Series also. A little disappointing. I love this filly so much. She's got such great attitude, and she's going to have such a big frame on her. It wouldn't bother me at all if we only raced her another 2 or 3 times and turned her out. I think she's going to be a very nice 3-year-old. Mentally, she gets it. She's got the right attitude. She just needs to pack some more volume on her frame, and I think she will this year. She's going to be a nice filly, I think. I think as a 3-year-old, she's going to be a nice filly. I think she's got some work to do as a 2-year-old. She's happy to do it. I just don't want to see her discouraged, and she's not. Today, she had her ears up. She was drinking after. She seemed fine. Drinking water. She seemed fine. And she'll bounce back, I'm sure. And then Stonebridge Simba, I didn't really think I was going to leave with him today, man. Oh man, the biggest difference was a bit in the horse's mouth. John and I talked. His first 2 starts he struggled, and Jason McGinnis had a bit on See You in Tuscany that straightened him up. He sent me a picture of it, and I'm like, I've seen one of those. I went and looked at the barn. On the bottom of this massive barrel of bits that I had was the same bit. So I took a picture of it. I sent it to John. I said, you want me to mail it? Sends me back a picture of the exact same bit. He said, I think we got the same barrels. He said, it was on the bottom of my barrel. Put it on Stonebridge Simba. He's raced great ever since. And today, I looked left. One of the favorites, a 6, I think, was on the run. I didn't see that many noses on the gate, and I knew out of the 9-hole I was going to get a slingshot run at them. And I'd come barreling out of there with him, and he laid his feet to the ground tight today, coming out of the gate. It was a little bit of a tight fit getting in the 3-hole, but we got him in there. And then I should have stayed along the rail in the last turn. I shouldn't have moved him. I just wanted to get a jump on the horse in the 2-hole, if nothing else. And they really picked up speed, trotted 27 and a piece on the end of it. He trotted 28-1, but raced awesome. Probably the best mile of his life. He had to trot 53-4, 53-3, and looked absolutely tremendous doing it. And then I drove another horse for somebody that was second. My wrist was better today. I didn't take any. The last couple of times I didn't, but for the most part, maybe a Tylenol, just a normal Tylenol and Advil before I drove, and I felt great. Today I took none. A little stiff today, but good. I was all right after also. So the last horse I drove, the guy says, do you mind driving the horse? And I know the trainer, Gilbert Garcia Herrera, does very, very well. My brother Mark drives for him. I said, yeah, I can drive your horse for you. And she's a winner if I get her out in the last turn. But she ended up a good second at, I think she was 9 or 10-1, maybe more. And I pull up and I said to him, I think I could have won if I had moved the horse in the last turn, but I didn't know him. I said, honestly, I don't even know his name. I said, so I didn't know the horse. And he said, no, he laughed and he said, no, that's great. Second's great. He raced great. So very, very happy. I still don't know the horse's name. So very happy with the horse. I drove in the last one. Then I come back upstairs, watch Inland Beach. Not very often you see a horse get jammed up like that down the lane. She had lots of pop on the end of her mile. They went 54-4, and she was every bit as good as the winner. Had she got straight clear shot to the wire, I think she's second, maybe first, but definitely second, and raced awesome. Impressive. I was very, very impressed with Inland Beach. Warwi Ultra finished fourth. Okay, she raced decent. I expect so much more out of this filly, and I don't think it's her being a pig or ignorant. I just think that she's just in a funk right now. She's just in a valley, and we're trying to get her to a peak. And tonight was a good start. She raced decent in Dresden and decent tonight. I was happy with Warwi Ultra tonight. And then what about Capistrano? Wow, crossed over to the 9-hole like that, 29 seconds, 54-2 with the earplugs in. By, I don't know, 7 lengths, 6 lengths. Just a super impressive mile from Capistrano. Even I couldn't have hoped she would look that good. Man, she was awesome. And then we watched Beach Bum BB beat a neck, 56 in Indiana. And then the only killjoy of the night, my girl Havana Unana she didn't look comfortable. Brandon, I saw you change some gear on her and put belly band hobbles on her, and I don't know. I mean, I have to talk to Brandon. It's easy to blame people. I'm not blaming anybody. She made a break. She's a 2-year-old filly, made a break. She didn't make too many of those over the last couple of months, so obviously I'm a little frustrated, but it is what it is. I experience the same things you guys do. Mr. Baffy had sent me that horse. Jim had sent me that horse, and we own the filly together, and yeah, it's pretty heartbreaking when they make a break. She's second or third favorite. The second favorite, she was third favorite. Second favorite ran behind the gate. You were never going to beat the favorite. She looked good, that filly, but man, oh man, I really was disappointed when she made a break. So that happens. It's over with now. We'll move on, turn the page. I'll talk to Brandon. We'll race her again next week. We had a great day today, pretty good day. Rosa and Versatile raced her heart out, knocked down, drag out, a huge recovery to look very impressive in a second beat, neck, head. Certainly wasn't a quarter of a length. Finish, Harness AM race good. Miss Mischief Maker was flat, but was sick. And Path of Totality raced her heart out to be fifth. Stonebridge Symbol was impressive. Beach Bum BB was the best she's ever been. Inland Beach was good. Warwi Ultra was good. Capistrano was outstanding. Havana Unana made a break. Anyway, I had a message from Mark Weaver this week. He had a couple of horses that are in the sale on Sunday. He said are worth looking at for the Gold Cup. They won't be as pricey as... probably 60% as pricey as our old man was that we bought last year, who's racing decent in Illinois now. But the horses are in Sunday, so kind of short notice. But if there's anybody out there that wants to get involved with another horse this year for the Gold Cup and Saucer, I have 2 horses on a list that are racing that are in the sale, the Meadowlands Mix sale on Sunday. And I'd be more than happy to look at them and more than happy to buy them if price was right. Obviously, I want to pay 60-65% of what we paid for Lincoln James, but the price would have to be somewhere around $40,000-$45,000 American. These were horses that found it tough in Yonkers in the classes that Ron Burke already classed in. They're Ron Burke's horses, Mark Weaver. People might say, why do you want to shop there? Because I trust them, right? There's a lot of stuff going on in racing. We all hear about it. And it's there. It is there, some of it, and I think it's diminished from what it was. But at the same time, there's a lot of places I don't want to shop. And I trust Ron when he says the horses are good. Mark said the horses are sound and there's nothing wrong with them. They're just in-betweeners. They're in between the classes they need them to be, and they don't waste time. If there's any issues and there's any kind of marketability, they'll sell them. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So there's 2 of them in on Sunday. We're having a great run. I guess it's a good time to bring it up too. I still don't know what my schedule looks like for the Gold Cup and Saucer. I would hope I could get down for 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Love to. But obviously we want to see what goes on here in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, New York. I'm going to go drive Really Blue Chip. My first start ever at Yonkers Raceway on the 16th. We just have a ton of stuff going on. I'm really just looking to see where I can go. Okay, I need to be there, book a plane ticket, go. And I don't mind, obviously, I'm probably harder on Amy than me. She seems to be sane at home. I talked to her tonight. So next week, I don't know what I'm gonna do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Or Wednesday, I think we're gonna take off to Scioto for the week, for a long weekend, extended weekend. Thursday, we have the Good Phillies in Ohio. Also on Thursday, we have the Stallion Series in Philadelphia, so I think I might have to miss the Stallion Series in Philadelphia. Maybe Mark will go. Friday, I am going to be in Philadelphia for Knockdown Dragout and Harness AM, and then Friday evening, I am going to be in Ohio. They have planes for that. I am going to be in Ohio for West 52nd and Emerald Miss. Is racing this Friday outside post. Looks like we're going to need old Josh Sutton back on him again. We lost our regular driver, and obviously I can't be there. I'm going to be in the Meadowlands with Spirit of Dio racing for $200,000 from Post 3. So much going on, so much to talk about. I'm exhausted. Well, not really. I'm actually pretty good. I'm going to go down and get a quick bite to eat. It's 10 o'clock. I don't like eating this late at night, but I haven't eaten since this morning, I think. Other than I did go to the movies this afternoon and watch Spider-Man. So I had popcorn. Not really a good lunch, but I'll have to go get some wings at Bar Louie downstairs. And I did lend the blackjack table $100 yesterday. I might go try and get that back. Anyway, it's been a great 2 days for the most part. Try to keep it going. It looks like we got some more impressive horses qualifying. Capistrano, I can't believe how good she looked. We got some more horses racing Sunday at Georgian. The 2-year-old trotting fillies are racing. Just a ton going on. So, thanks everybody for all the nice messages. We'll be right back at it tomorrow. I'm going to be in Cleveland. I'm driving all the horses in Cleveland tomorrow. Talk to you guys soon.